Hello and welcome back to Channel Realms. In this, our fourth episode, we've got a few things for you. First off is going to be what's going on. Then we'll show you a reality check about how we're trying to start up a practice and how you can go start up your own practices if you're not living near one. And then we're going to show you a little bit about the building in Grimloch. But first off, what's going on? Okay, our practice schedule remains the same. We've got WPI on Mondays, Nottingham on Tuesdays, Yukon and Nashua on Wednesdays, and Greenfield on Thursdays. There are some new practices that are slowly building, but you'll find out about them when they're ready to be listed. For events, North-South War was last weekend, and congratulations North, well-fought victory for you. On the 15th, 16th, and 17th, although I still haven't fixed my sign, we have Adventure 2, so that's this coming weekend. I believe that is up in Grafton at Little Creethorn Farm. We also have the Silver Kingdom Ren Fair in Charlton, and then next weekend we have Grimloch Questing. And next week I'll update this display to show you more accurate, or at least future events better. Okay, and that's what's going on. Now next up is our favorite episode with live footage called Reality Check. Check it out. So, last week I showed you a little bit about how to do light weapons combat, and the week before that I showed you how to make light weapons, boffers. So what do you do now? Well, now you find a practice. But let's say you don't have any practices near you. Well, you got to start your own. And what I'm going to show you tonight is a little bit about how to get your own practice rolling. First thing you do is you got to go somewhere where there are people of the right age, and that would be a college campus. So we're going to go to UMass Lowell, and we're going to show you what we're trying to do to get a practice started there. Okay, so we're driving to UMass Lowell, and my friend Dave, who's a UMass Lowell alumni, and I are going to go and simply spar. And we're going to put up flyers and let the kids know that we're there and that we're going to be happy to train anyone that wants to try out the sport. And our theory is that if we go every week, all summer long, and put up flyers and are friendly and let people know that this is fun and we want to show them everything they want to all about the sport, that it'll work and that we'll have a thriving practice going after hopefully by the fall, September, October. We'll actually have a regular group showing up. And if that happens, then we'll start advertising it on the actual Realms practice list. Right now it's informal, although obviously you're knowing about it from looking at this video. So that's the plan, and we'll let you know how it works. Next we're going to go pick up Dave, because I'm picking him up, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, we're at Dave's place picking him up, and I wanted to show you one thing. First, say hi, Dave.
How you doing?
Okay, we've got some flyers. We're going to put these up on campus, or at least put them around on campus. And the whole point is that you want to get your information out and you want to look respectable. In theory, if you have time and Microsoft Word can make a flyer, put basic information about what you're trying to do, it'll get people to know that you're there. So I highly recommend putting something together so you can put something out for people to find you. Okay, so we're at UMass Lowell, and we're going to go over and stop by the gaming club, and then we're just going to go spar, and hopefully we'll get some people to stop by, but if we don't, we don't, and we'll be here every week. So this is sort of how you do it. Let's carry on. Okay, so we're on campus, and Dave and I are going to spar a little bit, and if someone stops by, we'll show them what we're doing, and if they're interested, train them. I'm guessing it's summertime and we may not get anyone, but this is how you do a practice. Start small, have fun, and hopefully People will stop by and ask questions. Dead. Hard. You got me first, by the way. Got first. All right, nice fight. Dead. Sure. Wait first. All right. Yep. Okay. Fighting. Okay, so we sparred for a while. We didn't get anyone to stop by, but it's still early in the summer and class is just let out. So we did stop by the club and introduce ourselves, and this is what it takes. You have to come back every single week, make sure you're a regular presence, and eventually people will ask questions, and you start training them, and it'll roll. So hopefully in a future episode I will be able to bring back your eyeballs to this place and show you. We're going to have more people, but it might be a while. It might even be September or October. So that's all I got for today for Reality Check. Let me know if you have questions or comments in the comments below. And next up is Realmscraft Spotlight, where I'm going to show you what we've been doing in Grimloch. Thanks for watching. So in this week's Realmscraft Spotlight, we're going to take a look at what's going on in Grimloch. I've been working on this area and we've got some definite stuff to check out. This is going to be Compton, but we don't have any specs on what the city looks like or the town looks like, so I don't know what to do yet, but I've been working on the loch. This whole area started out as ocean actually, and then we slowly dug out a hole to the right size for the loch. Then we proceeded to fill it with water so that it was a loch, and then I put forests around it, and we put some giant trees so that we can have some cool tree houses up there. And then I went to a lot of effort to make it look like look like a jungle, or not a jungle, a swampland. So you can see as we fly around, we've got lily pads down, we've got a lot of and we're going to need more, but we have a lot of vines hanging down. And this is not dissimilar to how swamps look in this game. I've also changed the biome on the world using a command and a plugin that we put in, so that this is no longer ocean biome, it is now swamp biome. And that means that the colors are all different. The colors are all appropriate for what a swamp might look like in this game. Now the next step, before I go on, we've done some work in starting to build some quests and some fun stuff underneath. The loch is not just water. There's some stuff down there, and there'll be some stuff under the land here too once we're done. So the next step is going to be to find out what sorts of tree houses those guys need, and how how they're dispersed, where they are, what size they are. Apparently there's a hump house or something, I don't know, but we're gonna build some cool stuff, that's for sure. And there may even be like highways or like paths, not highways, but paths going back and forth between trees. So it's going to be a lot of fun to build, but we need specs, so that's where we're at right now. Grimloch is coming along. We've got a lot of this important area done. Once we build Compton and get a little bit further along, we'll be able to make some elevations outside of the central area, some hills, nothing big, but just, the world is not flat. And this area is pretty flat, but once we get out past the edges of the forest, it'll start rising up a little bit. You can see the biome change from swamp, and presumably it'll go up in some areas and it'll be a little bit more interesting and not just one humongous swamp, unless that's what they want, and I'm sure I'll hear, because hopefully they'll check this out. So pending feedback from them, we're at a standstill, but as soon as we have awesome stuff to show you in Grimloch, I will post that, and Nighthawk is my contact, Jeremy. So, Jeremy, get on the phone with me, dude. This is a shout out. Let me know what sorts of tree houses are there, where are they around the loch, and what does Compton look like? Because I'm sure it's just an awesome town, or maybe a really crappy town, but I got to build it right. I want to make it look correct. So that's been a look at Grimloch as it stands. This used to be ocean. Now it is kind of cool, actually. I'm pretty happy with how it came out so far. But we'll make it better. And Grimloch is building this because Jason Rosa donated in a fundraiser for time that I offered to spend building on the server for any nation, and he won it, and then he donated it to them. So that is why I'm building Grimloch. Thanks for watching. Let me go back to the studio. Bye-bye. And that's a look at some of the building that's being done on the Realmscraft server. Next up, before I forget, I want you to ask me anything. Whoa, I'm going to knock the camera out of the way. Ask me anything. Last week's Ask Me Anything was what mods and plugins are on the server, and I can tell you a few of them. We have a plugin where gods can be created by players dynamically on the fly. We have plugins where we can do world editing and make things much easier than doing it block by block. We have a multiverse plugin that allows for multiple dimensions that we can travel to Fairy. If we build Fairy, we can travel to all kinds of places other than just this world. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I'll try to put a screenshot next of everything, but there's quite a lot so far, and we're getting more as we go, as we discover new plugins. So that's Ask Me Anything, and please put your comments down below in the comments and ask me questions. I'll answer them on air. And that's all for this week's episode. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Okay, every episode I'm going to be asking for feedback, and last week or the week before I got some really good feedback. I'd forgotten something about weapon construction. When you make a weapon, the foam on the sword, sometimes over time the core will push up and the foam that makes up the blade contracts, and you get this inside of the squish tip. And a way to deal with that is to take a round of like camping mat foam or like a closed cell hard foam, cut a circle, and then simply place it on top of the blade and then put the squish tip on top of that. And that will make it last a lot longer, and you won't get that internal push over time as the weapon degrades. The second thing that was commented to me, squish tips. Squish tips are great, but they're not great if they don't squish. So, if you have a squish tip and it's simply not compacting, take a pin, a scissors, a knife, put holes in it. When you put holes in it, then the air can escape and it'll squish effectively rather than just being a big air-filled brick. So thanks for the feedback, and if you see anything else I missed in future episodes or whatever, please comment in the comments below. Thank you.